So we're given the sequence 7, 11, 15, 19. And the first thing that we're asked is, what kind of a sequence is this? Well, there's basically two that we identified, and we know there are other types of sequences as well. The two that we've been identifying are arithmetic sequences and geometric sequences. In this case, I can see that 11 minus 7 is 4. Um, 15 minus 11 is 4. 19 minus 15 is 4. So in each instance here, I'm increasing by adding 4 each time, right? It's always just plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. And I could extend this out. If I was to add another 4, I'd be at the number 23. Um, so this is it's an arithmetic sequence. Let me write that down. The next thing it says is write an explicit equation for this sequence. Well, to do that, we need to know the common difference, and we've got it, that's 4. But we also need to know the 0th term. So if my first term is 7, and I want to go back to the 0th term, I'm just going to subtract 4 from that, right, in order to move back to the 0th term. 7 minus 4 is 3, so my 0th term is 3. That means that the explicit formula for this sequence would be t of n, the value at any spot n, equals 4 times n. Remember, each time we're increasing by 4. So this is how many 4s do we increase by, and put a plus 3 for the 0th term. And if you look, for example, this is the first, second, third, this is the 4th term in this sequence. If n is the number 4. If I want to know the value of the 4th term in the sequence, you can see when I plug 4 into this, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So it correctly gives me the output value of 19 when I say I want to know the 4th value. And it would work for the first, second, and the third. So that's the explicit formula. And then C says, is 109 a term of the sequence? If so, which term would it be? So my question is, if I continue to extend this list out, the question is 109 one of the values that we're going to land at? Remember, the sequence term numbers are just a natural number, so it has to be a perfect natural number. And in order to answer this question, I basically write, look, I want to know if 109 is a term in this sequence. So I look at 4n plus 3 equals 109. To solve this, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. That gives me 106 equals 4n. And if I divide both sides by 4, unfortunately, I get that n is 26.5. That means that 109 is not going to be a term in this sequence, right? Because the 26th term would be a little less than 109, and the 27th term would be more than 109. So it just misses it, right? This is in between. So we would say no, this is not a term in the sequence. If I solve the equation and I got a natural number, like for example, if I got 26 or 27 or 28, if it was a natural number, then we would be sure, yeah, it would be a term in the sequence. But because when we solved for n, we didn't get a term number, right? We got in between two terms. This is not a term in the sequence.